this morning, we're joined by the national president of the Southern Kaduna People's Union, SOKAPU. We have with us Samuel Taraba Kato, who is our guest this morning and is joining us virtually. Mr. Taraba Kato, thank you so much for speaking with us this morning. I'm sure that you must have listened to the former governor of your state when he did make these allegations, and you heard that of the Office of the National Security Advisor, and also you've also heard the pushback from the former governor once more. You live in Kaduna State, and it will seem that when insecurity was the issue in Kaduna State, your people bore the brunt. Can you tell us what exactly you know about this matter?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mope. It's a pleasure being with you. When El-Rufai comes out to make statement, I feel a sense of sympathy for him. This is a man who had been described by former President Obasanjo as a pathological liar and a madman. Each time El-Rufai comes out to conduct himself, he continues to prove this character well said by President Obasanjo about him. El-Rufai, no sooner he was inaugurated as governor of Kaduna State, among the first utterances he made was that there are only 30% Christians in Kaduna State. And he didn't stop there. He went to say that the Southern Kaduna people should ignore the issue of indigenes and settlers dichotomy. That is his panacea for peace, alluding that the attacks in Southern Kaduna were something of a communal clash. Yet it is the same El-Rufai who told the world that he traveled to Chad, Niger, and Mali and compensated the herdsmen killers. And the same man today is coming out to say that it is wrong to pay compensation to bandits. Now, in the history of this bandit attacks in this country, El-Rufai had been the first person to, demonstrate the idea of paying compensation to bandits. And for him now to come and condemn it, the governance of El-Rufai. El-Rufai see governance as a license to do and undo. Here is a man, few days to his departure as a governor, roll out bulldozers to a community in Southern Kaduna and started pulling down houses. You see, he has confirmed the character ascribed to him as a madman. And
Mr. Taraba Kato, I do know, in all honesty, that there is no love lost between the people, I say SOKAPU, your union, and the former governor of your state. However, I'm still going to request that you mind the choice of words that you use. You made reference to former President Olusegun Obasanjo saying that he described him as a pathological liar. Now, the former governor of your state served as a minister. It's unclear what happened between himself and the former president. However, if you have evidence that in this particular matter which we have brought up, that he is lying, I think that the right thing to do will be to, point out precisely what exactly the lies are about and the evidence you have to the contrary.
Okay. If statistics is something to go by, the INEC records on registered voters, we have 4.3 million voters registered, and we have approximately 1.9 of these voters from Southern Kaduna. And for El-Rufai to say that Southern Kaduna people or Christians in the state are less than 25%, it is not correct, because credible data shows the contrary. And if you have to make this kind of statement, one should, be diligent enough to make reference. And he makes this kind of statements spuriously, no backup, data to, and to make true his claims. So El-Rufai is simply not telling the truth. And in several instances, he has come out to make statements which were found to be untrue. For example, he claimed at a time that 66 Fulani were killed in Kaduna. And only for that information to be found to be false. And several other areas like this, he has made statements that are found to be untrue. So for me, I want to even plead with the news media to exercise restraint in bringing El-Rufai into the public space, because he does not add value to news information. Lies and propaganda don't help the society. And when we know that somebody continue to conduct himself in this area, I think we should think of how we can help him rather than bringing him into public discourse.
I think that, first, the former governor of Kaduna State is not one that can be dismissed. He was the governor of your state for 8 years. He also served as a minister in the cabinet of former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He's an author. He also has, quite a number of, let's say, qualifications, so to speak. So, as everyone would say, he has the freedom as a Nigerian, as a bona fide Nigerian. He has the opportunity and the freedom to be able to express himself should the need arise. However, the issue that has come up here, and which you have also alluded to, is the issue of paying ransom to bandits. There have been questions before now as to, it does appear that there is some quiet in Kaduna State. And he attributes that, it will seem, to the payment of ransom to bandits. Yes, indeed, he had acknowledged, and this was not something that was very well known at the time, when he granted an interview to Channels Television, precisely Sunrise Daily, when he did tell us that to bring peace to Kaduna State, he had to pay some people who were aggrieved, compensation, it would seem, to some people who were aggrieved at the time, because according to him, their cattle and some of the people were caught up in a crisis, in the post-election crisis that was happening in Nigeria at the time. And he said that those people, just so as to buy peace, it would seem, he had to pay some compensation. He was the one who said it openly. And much later, when it was seen that that policy did not work, or when it was seen that other governors in that area, in the northwest area of Nigeria, were coming together to, compensate bandits, he opted out of that narrative because, according to him, that experiment had not worked. In this instance, he's saying that it would seem that part of the reason why there's been some quiet is that bandits are being settled. According to him, bandits are being kissed. That's what he said. Now, the thing is, if that is really the situation, don't you think that the people of your state, the people of Nigeria, are owed the truth, clarity in this instance?
Well, I can say categorically that there is relative calmness in terms of insecurity in Kaduna State. Yes, that is not to say that we don't experience some pockets of attacks here and there, but not in the scale they used to happen under El-Rufai. And I am not in position to say as a fact that this government of Senator Ubasani is compensating bandits or not. But all I can be able to tell you is that there is relative peace, and we have a reasonable measure of security in the state. However, as a Nigerian, I do not believe that paying compensation to bandits is going to solve the problem. It will only mean that we are reinforcing insecurity in the state or the country at large. There should be a more reliable, a more stringent measure that will make banditry impossible, or bring it down to the barest minimum, but certainly not the area of compensation.
Well, I do know that my colleague Ayo has questions for you as well. So over now to you, Ayo.
Yes, thank you very much, Malpoya. So, one question that I'd like to ask is also taking perhaps from what Mr. El-Rufai said. He said the only repentant bandit is the dead one. Let's kill them all. Leading me to this question: do you think, as a nation or at the state levels, we are being decisive enough in our affront against banditry and kidnapping and all that? I ask that because those who would say generally our response to all of this criminality being conducted, they are largely dismal. Consequently, is not strong enough to deter people from doing what is not right, particularly against the state. Do you think we are being decisive enough in our action against banditry and kidnapping?
I agree with you that we are not doing enough, going by the capacity of the Nigerian security agencies. We should not pretend that the issue of insecurity and banditry has gone political. And it is not impossible that the sponsors of this insecurity are also people in government. Otherwise, how do you explain it? Here we have security personnel that perform wonderfully abroad, and only to appear handicapped in dealing with local insecurity. I want to say that the kind of orders given to the military to confront these bandits needs to be stronger. And only recently, the chief of defense staff came out to say that the military in whatever locations they find themselves should respond immediately without waiting for further orders, to tackle any security challenge within their vicinity. Before then, it was not like that. The attacks can just go on, just a few meters away from the military checkpoints, and the military will just be quiet, and you talk to them and say, no, we do not have order to go to that area. And the chief of the defense staff, in his pragmatic leadership, has, removed that. And with that, there is greater latitude for the military to respond to insecurity, challenge within whatever area they occupy. So we need to see greater of this. And the police, look, in my own opinion, even the Nigerian police, if given full cooperation by the federal government, will deal with this insecurity in less than no time. But like I said earlier, when politics have gone into an issue, it becomes complicated. There is no clear decision, no clear action taken. And so we as Nigerians should continue to voice out, because these people are within our communities, those in government position are within our communities. We continue to voice out and mount pressure on them until they cave in to our own pressure and desist from the unpatriotic acts they are unleashing on Nigeria. Look, please, let's not pretend about it. This is what is happening. So those who are behind this insecurity, they should be made to back down. That is my own take on this.
Mr. Tabara, who will do that? Who will take them on, if not government? Particularly, I mean, you'll probably also remember, you may want to validate or refute it. In January, it would seem like the government of Kaduna State, the current government of Kaduna State, had a kind of a peace pact, excuse me, with terrorists or bandits, whichever name you want to call them, just to ensure that there is peace. Can you speak to that? I mean, just as you said, we know them. I mean, even governors, sitting governors have said that we know who these people are. And then you have also alluded to the political impact. Is it because of this political agreement or understanding that the government also agreed to enter into, decided to enter into an agreement with, a peace pact agreement with these bandits?
Continued engagement with these bandits in the name of peace pact, what have you, is simply reinforcing their campaign. And I can tell you, it is more or less like affirming to them that they have established an industry that the government will continue to reckon with. This approach is not going to give us the needed result. What will give us the needed result is a comprehensive pack of action that will make banditry impossible. All agencies of security and governance are to work in synergy in ensuring this. The immigration, the civil defense, the Nigerian police, Nigerian army, Nigerian navy should all tighten the noose around their areas of operation, and with the determination to eliminate these bandits.
Well, I guess time. Yes, I guess time will tell, because at the end of the day, it's the lives of the people that are at stake here, and where everyone has to do what needs to be done to ensure that people live in peace and security all of their lives, and not just something for the interim, but on a permanent basis. We have to thank you so much for your time this morning. Samuel Tabara Kato is the National President, Southern Kaduna People's Union, SOKAPU. We appreciate your time and your perspectives.
Thank you very much.